Just move there over there.
Testing.
About that. A good friend in Pennsylvania. Stokes and every time she came out to the seat clock, Jeff told her we got rid of her. So what's this arrangement? Yeah, each office seems to be, you know, are you all going to make a presentation? That's what it says on here. But it also says two and others. Busy for 4 days. You think? Well, yeah. I just, I'm curious to see how that seems to be pretty well established. Like they could probably predict at this point who's going to win. I can't. Perhaps. They're fixing Kansas Jackson. They have candidates. It's spelled strange. K-H-A-N-U-S. Yeah. Better than she was.
How you doing, man?
I heard me been talking to him today on the phone. But from what I hear, from what I overhear, is he's doing well. All that. I sure wouldn't want to say that. It's just the way. Yep, it's gonna be fun. There you go.
How you doing? I thought that was the one of them.
So, I mean, where did these chairs come from?
Good evening. I want to thank all of you for coming out this evening. This is the first time that we have done this as the Democratic Party. We think that it is essential for you to know who your 2026 Democratic Party candidates are. So tonight we come together as neighbors, friends, and engaged citizens who care deeply about Washington County. The gathering gives us a chance to hear directly from the men and women who have decided to put themselves out. And sometimes when you run for political office, you get criticism, but it takes a boldness to run for an elected office. And my respect to all of you, regardless of the outcome of the election, all of you are winners. Already know that. As Democrats, we are united by a commitment to expanding opportunity, protecting our fundamental rights, and building a government that works for everyone. Not just the well-connected and the well-resourced. The candidates you will meet tonight are a part of that effort. They bring diverse backgrounds, experience, and ideas, but they share a common belief in democracy, fairness, and responsible local leadership. We encourage you this evening to listen carefully, engage respectfully, and take full advantage of this opportunity to connect. Your participation, showing up, asking questions, and ultimately voting is what turns our shared values into real change at the local and state and national level. On behalf of Washington County Democrats, we welcome you again, and we thank you for being here. And let's have a productive, informative, and inspiring evening as we meet our 2026 Democratic Party candidate. Now let me make two things clear. Number one, the Democratic Party has not endorsed any candidate. So if someone comes up to you and says, this is what the Democratic Party said, that is not true. We are not getting in races where it is a Democrat against a Democrat. And the second point to our candidate, that if any of you act like Pam Bundy tonight, I'm going to ask the sheriff to call and get you taken out of here and put in jail like she should have been yesterday. So now, in looking at the agenda, is Talina here? Okay. She called and said that she was on her way. So we're going to take a pause. And I'm sorry that we don't have any more children. I'm extremely sorry. But hopefully the meeting's going to go so well that you won't even realize that you're talking. And we will need, I've been running all day. I forgot the sign-in sheet. So what I'm going to ask you all to do, and this is going to take some effort on your part. My email address is Stokes, Stokes, Kappa, Kappa, 81 at gmail.com. So if there's anyone that would like to volunteer to help during this election cycle, and the very important one coming up in November, I ask you to email me and give me your phone number, the name, so that we can contact you and get you on our volunteer list to help, because what we got to do, and we've given a call to action, and I'm giving this same call to action to the Democratic Party. We got to vote. You got to take someone with you when you go to vote. The best time to do voting is during this early voting period. Because if you have problems, you can get them straightened out during the early voting period. If you wait until election day, you can't register. So our call to action is to vote, to take someone with you to vote, to register people to vote, and to work the poll. That is your call to action from Washington County Democratic Party. So at this time, our next Sierra Taylor, who is next on our agenda. She is our third vice chair. So we're going to ask Sierra to give some words before she does the introduction. And we're so happy because we've got to reach out and get young people involved. When I look at the crowd tonight, I see one person under 18, and the rest of us, there's a big gap. We got to get our young people involved. So Ms. Sierra Taylor, the third vice chair of the Washington County Democrat.
Good afternoon. Talina Massey serves as the Northeast Regional Organizing Director for the North Carolina Democratic Party, where she works across 24 counties to support Democratic candidates, strengthen county parties, and build year-round organizing infrastructure throughout the region. As a Marine Corps veteran, a lifetime community advocate, Talina brings a deep commitment to service, leadership development, and civic engagement. Her work focuses on connecting grassroots volunteers, local leaders, and campaigns with the tools and strategy needed to win elections and uplift communities across Northeast North Carolina. She is passionate about building sustainable political power at the local level and ensuring that rural voices are organized, engaged, and represented in every election cycle. Thank you.
Thank you, Sierra. Talina is on the way. She is very close to the school. So we're going to take a pause. But while we're taking the pause, I want to thank some people who really helped make this happen tonight. I want to thank Sergeant Major Long. I'll say hello. Who has allowed us to use his equipment for tonight. I want to thank the chair for helping me. She's going to be our timekeeper tonight. Stand up there. This is our timekeeper tonight. So I can speak and I want you to occasionally glance over at me. She's going to give you some signs. They're going to go over that when they get it. I want to thank my friend Kermit Dance from Edgecombe County, who is videoing this for us. Now, here's what I ask you all to do. I ask you all to go on Facebook. You can, have you shared it with me?
It's on your page. Yeah.
Okay. Go to Wesley Stokes' Facebook page and then share it to yours. And then all of your supporters can see it. So you can go on my page or you can go on his paper,
And the civil group paper.
and the Eastern North Carolina Civic Group. If you see that on his shirt, you could go on that page or my page and share it. Please, I'm asking you to share it so that you can get this across the for those that aren't able to get it. We've had two people who called and said they could not be able to be here. James Whalen, who is running for Court of Appeals for the state of North Carolina. Now, what I can tell you, if you're interested in going to Martin County, February the 21st, Judge Mr. Whalen is going to be in Williamston at the Omni Structures, at the Providence Omni Structure campus. That's the old Williamston Junior High School. He is going to be there meeting with Eastern North Carolina City. So you have time on February the 21st. He will be there at 11 a.m. And we're going to allow him to make this presentation, and we will Q&A with him on February, again, February the 21st. That's the monthly meeting of the Eastern North Carolina City.
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. Mr. Conover, I'm calling you right on the spot. And if you all look at the agenda, I left off Cassandra's last name. So you all forgive me. So Mr. Conover, if you would come and introduce your wife, Cassandra Stroud Conover. Coach, let me say this before I hand him the mic. We are very fortunate to have Dr. Cassandra. He can tell you about her career in Virginia, her move to North Carolina. She is my thinking partner when it comes to something with the Democratic Party that I'm not certain about. This is the first one. Because you can look at her hair and tell she is a Democrat all the way. So, Mr. Conover, if you would, please.
Good evening, everybody. You kind of put me on the spot here, but I'll try not to be too long. We moved here from Pittsburgh, Virginia, going on 6 years ago, right? Come down here and just settle down, go retire, and don't want to do anything. Just sit back and relax. Let's move. Nice, quiet town. Even though Rocky Mountain is sort of like Petersburg, just on a large scale. But I'll tell you a little bit about my wife here, just a little bit. She's a graduate at UVA, majored in political science, got a master's degree in business, got a doctoral degree in education. Now, a lot of people don't know that. If you speak to her, you will not know what the man did. Too much sometimes. That's she goes 24/7, all the time, every day, every night. 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, phone ring.
Okay.
And I said, we were supposed to be retired.
Okay.
And also, what we're doing now, she's a retired prosecutor. Don't want to offend anybody in here. If you've met one of those.
Okay.
But it takes a lot.
Okay.
It's a lot. But I'm gonna go now because I'll keep going.
I did. Okay.
But that's the gist of it. But she's a good person, she's a good person. And I wouldn't have no.
There you go. Okay. Thank you. Hello, everybody. So I thank you all for letting us pivot. Selena is on her way.
But me, yeah, I'm a retired prosecutor, 27 years. So I'm the type that when I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. I know that. Sitting there for all the court cases and all. And yeah, I thought I was going to come back here and do nothing. And 1 year after we got here right in COVID, I realized for some reason, people are having a hard time accepting that they're Democrat or showing that they're Democrat. And I have a hard time being quiet. So I guess after 1 year, somehow I found myself as chair of Nash County Dem. Don't ask me how that happened. And I came up with this thing of unapologetically blue. So I figured if I can walk around with blue hair 24/7, everybody knows I'm a Democrat, then I'm hoping I can empower everybody else, no matter what color hair you have, no matter where you come from, to be proud of being that you are a Democrat. Because half the battle is there. Half the battle is won right there. When you admit that you're a Democrat, you're proud to be one, and you speak it. Because that is what we just seem to be the best kept secret in the world. No, we want people to know what we stand for. Time? Okay. There you go. That's a minute and a half. So what we're going to do, I wanted to show you, you can get a whole lot in a minute and a half. We have roughly 15 candidates. We're so glad that you all are here. I'll give you the format. I got some questions for y'all. But the first 2 questions, you got a minute and a half each. And y'all just saw you can put a whole lot in that minute and a half now. Right? And then when I start getting into some other questions, and I've kind of got y'all set up in different areas, you'll have 2 minutes. And hopefully by that time, if anybody in the audience has a question, and I don't know, Wesley, if you have some paper, by that time, if you have a question that you want asked, to write that down for me. Okay? But I figured we had to have some kind of a format. We got 15 candidates, and I want to make sure y'all hear from everybody. All right? We good to go? I can go ahead and start? Y'all ready?
Ready.
Y'all warm? Okay. All right, you all. This is the first question for everybody. It's your intro. As you tell everybody here who you are, I would like for you to say or tell what makes you so unique to serve in the position that you want. Why you? Why you for that position? Okay? Starting with you, Regina. And also, your time will start after you tell your name and the position that you are seeking. Okay?
Is it okay if I stand?
Sure.
I'm there. My name is Regina Parker, and I'm running for Superior Court Judge. Just a little bit about myself. I was raised in Martin County, so I'm a Martin County girl, Williamston. Graduated from Williamston High School, 1985. Went on to ECU. Graduated from there in 1989 with a Bachelor's of Science degree in Criminal Justice. Then went to North Carolina Central University School of Law and graduated in 1992. That's right, we're Eagles. From the School of Law there. From there, I returned. I worked for, Clifton Johnson of the North Carolina Court of Appeals. And then I returned home because I wanted to serve my community. Was in practice for about 8 years doing district and superior court trial practice. And then in 2001, I was appointed to the bench by Governor James E. Hunt. And have served for the last 25 years on the district court bench. The last 8 years, I've been chief district court judge. Why am I the person for this superior court position? Because I have the judicial experience. I know how to apply the law fairly, consistently. I know how to treat people with dignity and respect. I have handled superior court matters. We also handle pleas every day. We handle H&I felony pleas in district court, as well as I handle civil jury cases. So I know about juries as well. But thank you.
Yeah, go ahead, Aaron.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you. And I'm 8'5", Eagle.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Cole Phelps. I'm running to be your next district court judge for Beaufort, Martin, Farrell, Washington, and Hyde County. I want to tell you very briefly that I do not have a Democratic opponent. I do not know who I'm running against yet. We'll know that in a couple of weeks. Some of you may know me, some of you don't. I graduated from Crestville High School in 2006. I left Crestville High School and went off to East Carolina University, where I got my bachelor's degree, and then left from East Carolina University and went to North Carolina Central School of Law, another Eagle, where I received my Juris Doctorate degree. After law school, I thought it was very important to come back home. Had a lot of opportunities to go elsewhere, but for me, I wanted to come home because I truly value the community. And so I came home in 2013. I opened my law firm, and I've been practicing every day since then. Why do I think that I'm the best candidate for this position? I'm the only candidate in this race that practices every area of law that comes before a district court judge. What I mean by that is that I handle criminal cases, I handle juvenile delinquency cases, I handle DSS cases, I handle divorces, I handle custody, I handle child support. I handle traffic cases, I handle small claims cases. And when you see something long enough, and when you're in the system long enough, something in you changes. You stop seeing cases and you start seeing people. And you understand how much someone on that bench matters. Thank you.
Y'all got the right one over here.
My name is Brian Keith Phelps. I'm the Washington County Clerk of Superior Court, and I'm running for re-election as Clerk of Superior Court. I'm born and raised here in Washington County in the Pleasant Grove area, a suburb of Roper, if y'all already know. I graduated from Plymouth High School in 1996, and I graduated from Elizabeth City State University with a Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice in 2000. So I'm a double Viking. There you go. Woo. Viking among all these Eagles. All right. I have been with the Clerk of Superior Court office going on 26 years now. I was the deputy clerk for 5. I was an assistant clerk for 12, and I have served you as your Clerk of Superior Court for going on 9 years now. I have worked in every area of the clerk's office. I started out as a deputy clerk taking money for tickets and handling small claims. I'm familiar with every aspect of the office. I can cover the office if somebody's out. And I'm the best candidate because I know the citizens of Washington County. I care for you guys. I love you, and I've got your best interest at heart. Thank you.
My name is Carl Norman. I am your newly appointed sheriff. I retired. The Sheriff County Board retired January 1st. I was appointed to be your sheriff on January 5th. I'm a 1991 graduate of Crestville High School. Immediately after high school, I went into the U.S. Army. Did active duty in Schofield Barracks, Will Army Airfield, Hawaii. Enjoyed it there. Something still quickly and then come back home. So once I got back home, I had reserve time to finish on my first blitz. Completed that. While I was doing my reserve time, I went to both community colleges as well. I was able to take care of myself and my family. And my will, like each year prior to becoming a law enforcement officer. I was able to go to PhD back in 2003. While in PhD, I was actually able to become the class president, and I was able to hold that title the entire time. About midway through PhD, I was actually able to become a Washington County judge. Started at the very bottom as a arrest control captain, worked my way up corporal, worked my way up sergeant, became a patrol lieutenant, and in 2014, I actually promoted to chief deputy. Chief deputy is the person that works directly under the sheriff. I answer only to the sheriff. while I run the entire state. Everyone that works at Washington County Sheriff's Office that works in my command. That is a tough task. You are the one that's caught between what sheriff wants, his vision, the deputies, the telecommunicators, the decision officers that work there, and the cook. That is the hardest. That is the hard. Thank you.
My name is William Allen. Graduated from Conover School in 1988. After high school, attended the community college for business administration. I guess I can get my degree faster, so I ended up leaving North Carolina and moved to New York. And I worked under my cousin that had his own business at the field, so I said, own your own business. And from there, I stayed 2 years and came back to North Carolina. That's, being up there and driving and cabs and taxes and all that, I decided to come back to Washington County and saw a cab service. Went to Jim Cooper and he gave his blessings on that. I started that in 1994. And then in 99, I started a bell bonding company. So, I don't know. Okay. Well, why do you think, why I think I should become sheriff? Because I bonded out a community of people. Hands-on with the youth in the cab, or the parents, know the needs of the youth. I hear the pain and struggle from the parent. I know for a fact that I'm the sheriff, I can make a difference.
Let me say this, bless your heart. I know a minute and a half doesn't seem a lot, but you're going to have plenty of time. We'll probably give you more time than that, but when we have 15 people up here, we really, if you think about it, 15 times a minute and a half, that's 22 minutes right there. So we're not trying to be rude, but we say time. But everybody here wants to make sure that they hear from everybody, right? Okay. Thank you. Put some smiles on your face. We're going to get through this. I'm going to give y'all some more questions. It's going to be okay. All right, next.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lois Clark.
1 minute, Lois. Is your mic on?
My name is Lois Clark, and I'm on the school board. I've been on the school board for 12 years.
1 moment, Lois. We're having a problem hearing. I want to speak. You may speak right in the mic. Let's try that. Okay, but put the mic closer.
For about 12 years, and I worked for Washington County Hospital. I went on to become an EMT, and now put the mic to you now.
Is it on?
Go ahead, Lois. I got you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Tom.
Okay. Now, I've been on the board, and I was an EMT, but I'm running again, because I have 2 children in the system that the state gave me. And I'm working for children. It's about the kids in the school system. I love kids, and I have 2. So those 2 I'm working for. And now I got to work for the rest of them in school. And my organization is PAW, Parent Advocation for Welfare of Students and Parents. That's all I got to say. I'm running again to make sure that our children are safe. Okay.
Can see? Yep. Yeah, I can. All right. We got a little fast, but minutes. I'm Sherry Williams. I'm a proud Democrat and a proud citizen of Washington County. I was born and raised in Plymouth, to a mother of 9 children. So listen, I understand the system and being in school and why it's important to be a board member. This is my first complete term with Washington County Board of Education. And during my tenure, I was able to see the construction of the first ever, I don't know if y'all are aware, of the first ever K through 12 school on one campus in the state of North Carolina. And that was in workmanship with the county commission. We also were able to name the central office to honor a local legend and icon, the Julius Walker Jr. Administrative Building. I graduated from Elizabeth State University, the Elizabeth State University, and a bachelor's in social work. I also have a bachelor's in school counseling. I have a bachelor's in school counseling from Cambridge College. And why? Because I enjoy working with the community, making sure we have a safe public school, high quality education for our students. We just secured a contract to make sure our students have nutritious meals to save money because meals were not being eaten, they were being thrown away. So we have taken time for that issue.
My name is Gregory Moore, and I am a retired educator of Washington County School. I'm running for board education because we can no longer settle for less. One of the things that I have is 25 years experience as an EC teacher, assistant principal, and a school principal. With the help of the staff when I was principal at Crestwell High School, we was able, because none of our eyes is all we. We, as the staff, as the parents in Crestwell, was able to turn a D school into a C school and meet growth. I understand what happened in the classroom because I lived it. I understand how board decisions even help teachers and make their job hard. I understand that we have to have a connection, and Rob. I understand that we need more resources. Thank you. But I just want you to know that as a retired educator and then a person that has experience, not just in the school system, but even in the town of Plymouth as a former town councilman, I believe that I have the experience, the leadership, and I believe that I can serve well on the board of education. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Candace Jackson, and I'm running for the Board of Education, District 1. I went to Elizabeth City State University, I worked with individuals with IDD, intellectual developmental disability. And I'm the best candidate because I'm running for the school board because I bring a parent's perspective. Having a son within the school system, I experience firsthand what our students need. And also, I aim to be a voice for every child, an advocate for every parent, and to show up for our teachers because our students just don't need to be prepared for standardized tests, but also for life. So that's my running for.
Good evening. I am Julie Tellerico Simpson, and I did not grow up in Washington County. I grew up just south of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I made the decision 21 and a half years ago to make Washington County my home. And I've lived in Washington County since then. I fell in love with our area and our school system, and it became my home. I had the opportunity to teach here for 10 years. I also had the opportunity to teach in other districts, so I was in Edgecombe for a while. While I was in Edgecombe, I got my master's in school administration at NC State. While I was there, I was an instructional coach and a school leader, school admin. I had the privilege of coming back to Washington County in 2018 as the director of testing and accountability. During that time, I worked with school nurses, I worked with our counselors, and I worked with all of our testing programs. I then had the opportunity to become our chief academic officer and also work with our federal programs. I've recently gone to Pitt County, and I'm their interim chief technology officer. I think that I'm the right person to run for our school board because I have a wealth of knowledge when it comes to our schools, I have a wealth of knowledge of what Washington County is. And I think that I can bring a new perspective of how we can build partnerships with different people, how we can make sure that we're doing what is best for our students, even when we have to make those hard decisions.
Good evening. I'm Julius Walker, Jr. I'm a candidate for District 2 County Commissioner. This is my third or fourth term. I am a long-time resident of Washington County. I graduated from this school a long time ago in 1963. After moving on from here, I went to Elizabeth City State University. I received my PS degree, North Carolina Central University, where I received my Master's of Arts in Administration, and I attended East Carolina University, where I received my Educational Specialist degree to be certified as Superintendent of Schools. I worked in the school system as a teacher for 7 years. Then I was principal at Crescent Elementary for 3 years. I returned back to Washington County Union School. I was principal here for 10 or 11 years. 6 or 7 years at Conover High School, assistant superintendent. I'm running for county commissioner because, number one, I love people. Secondly, you don't see Julius Walker only every 4 years. You see me every day in different churches, different events in Washington County. I'm a very visible person. And I'm unique because I'm a people person.
That's difficult to follow. I'm Melinda Porter. I am running for county commissioner at large seat. I have served on Washington County Social Services. I think it's called Human Health and Resources now, with Mr. Walker. And when I saw this opportunity to be able to sit as a county commissioner, and I like to go in and learn. I like to watch and learn. And I have Commissioner Walker, Commissioner Keys, and Commissioner Johnson that I would be honored to be able to interact with them. One of their biggest things they do is they adopt a budget. They make sure we stay within that budget. They set property tax rates and all those things. And I feel like I contribute to that as my husband and I are independent business owners in this county and have been for 35 years. I am not a Washington County native. I am a native of Polk County in North Carolina. But I would say I love the blue hair. I think that's a great idea. And I want to end by saying not only am I a proud Democrat, I am a proud Washington County Democrat.
There you go. All right, thank you. Now we're going to help you all out because they're all spread out here. And you may be wondering, who, if you haven't already early voted, I'm not going to ask you if you have, but who is up for primary, who doesn't have a primary and will be in general election, who for you all to pay attention to. Everybody, but let me help you out a little bit here. So I'm going to call out the races where we have a primary right now. And the first one to my left is in the sheriff race. Will you two stand up, please? Arlo Norman and William Down. So they are on your ballot for primary. Okay? Thank you two. Y'all can smile. Y'all stand up like I take a mug shot. My gosh. Okay. Board of Education. There are 2 districts where you have primary, okay? So Board of Education District 1, will Candace Jackson, Sherry Gilliam, and Greg Boston stand? They're in the primary for the same seat. Everybody see that? Y'all straight? Y'all can smile. Come on now. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to teach y'all some stuff. Okay. Board of Education District 2. on the primary. Lois Clark and Julie Simpson. Okay, y'all see? All right. The rest of the folks do not have a primary. Some do not have opposition. I'm going to go with Melinda Porter has a Republican opposition. Stand up for Board of Commissioner. She is not running for the same Board of Commissioner seat as Tracy Johnson and Julius Walker. Those are different seats. Okay? I've been doing my homework. All right. Okay, but she has a Republican opponent. Thank you, Melinda. And the East is Carlos Riddick. He here. Okay. He is going for at large. He has no primary. He has no opposition at all. Stand up, Keith, because you're going to be reelected. We just will clap for you now. Okay. And you have, Virginia, you have Republican for Superior Court. She has Republican opposition, no primary. And Cole, for District Court, you have Republican opposition. Don't know who it is, but no primary. Have I covered everybody? Everybody straight? Y'all straight? Okay. Who could not be here, and he's supposed to send me some talking points, but that's okay. I'm familiar with him. James Whalen, he is on your ballot, Court of Appeal, North Carolina Court of Appeal. He is an appellate attorney. He worked on the case with Justice Allison Rigg. He was part of her appellate team. He is on the ballot with Judge Christine Walsick. James was going to be here today, but his wife had a medical emergency. So we just keep them in their prayers. You know, life be lifing. Life be life. Also, Tracy Johnson on the Board of Commissioners is sick. She was going to be here. Keep her in her prayer. Life is life. I think I covered everybody, Wesley. I'm good. I go on my questions now? Okay. All right. So I'm going to start on the judicial end. And both Virginia, you and Cole, because you're going for the nomination, and everybody, you know, whether you're going for the nomination or you already have the nomination. With the judicial area, you know, our courts have made some crazy decisions. The higher courts, but you're going for Superior and Cole, you're going for District. What issues, if anything, do you see involving the court that you're running to be a judge for? And, you know, once elected, what do you see as being your first thing on your agenda? You got 2 minutes.
Well, I will say this, for Superior Court and District Court, for judicial races, it's different for campaigns. You can't make promises. You can't even discuss issues you might address or pending issues. So I just want to start out by saying that. But what I will say is that, you know, I plan to continue to serve the people the way that I have served for the last 25 years, with passion for community, with, again, consistency in the courtroom, being fair in the courtroom, and also serving the community outside of the courtroom. In Washington County, I have been a part of the Juvenile Crime Prevention Council, as well as School to Justice Partnership, as well as bringing initiatives to help defeat the gang activity here. So I believe it's important to address issues in the courtroom by being consistent, fair, uphold the law, and treating people, like I said, with dignity and respect, caring about the community. I care about you. Now, yes, Superior Court's are district-wide, so it's Beaufort, Barton, Washington, Hyde, and Terrell. That's why I can live in Barton, but I also serve you. And when I say I serve everyone all the time, not just when I'm running. I want to continue that service. I want to serve you. I want to serve our young people. And that is why I continue to run. Again, I've been district court judge for 25 years. I'm moving up because I believe experience matters. I want to bring that experience, that care for each one of you, to the Superior Court bench, because I believe it's important. And those issues that continue to plague our nation, well, what we can do in Superior Court, and I can't speak for Cole in District Court, is be fair, follow the law. If the law is this way, you need to follow that precedent, follow the law. And that's what I will do, and that's what I'm supposed to do as a district court judge. I do that every day, follow the law. I will do that in Superior Court. I will make sure people are being treated fairly, impartially, and that is what I can promise, and that is what I will do on the Superior Court bench. Thank you.
Thank you.
I would start also by saying that with judicial campaigns, there are a lot of issues that unfortunately we can't comment on. But what I will say is that I've been doing this work every day for about 13 years. And when you do this work long enough, something in you changes. And for me, it's about how can I serve and give back in another capacity. It's so important who is on the bench. And with Judge Parker leaving district court and going to Superior Court, we're going to have a great loss on the district court bench. And I'm running because I know how much her perspective matters. And I know how important it is for a judge who has the right tone, who has patience with you, who explains to you what's going on in court. I can't tell you the number of people that go to court and they leave out of court not knowing what happened. They feel like they've just been pushed along. They feel rushed. They don't feel like they were heard. I would tell you that this is not a decision that I have made lightly. It came from years of being in the courtroom and going home at night to try to think about what happened that day and how could I do more and how could I give back more. I continue to live here and continue to want to invest whatever time and talents I can into this community. And I would just say that I will be fair. I will treat people the way I think that people should be treated, and I'll be a human judge. I believe in accountability. I know that people have life experiences, and I think that matters for the person that sits on the bench.
Thank you. All right, Keith, I got a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you've been in this position for a long time. You've been in a clerk for 9 years, 26 years, and all. What do you think you can do different, or what is your vision for your position as clerk of Superior Court in 2026 and in the future?
My position is to serve the citizens of Washington County. One of the things that a lot of people don't know is that your county clerk of Superior Court is also the judge of probate in your county. And there's been many times I've had people that have come into my office because they've lost a loved one. And guys, you can see the fear in their eyes because they've had 10 million people tell them 10 million different things. My job is to help them because number one, they're dealing with the loss. Number two, help them settle the estate of their loved one and to give them some closure so they can move on with their life. And that's one thing that I try to do. If anybody comes to me for help, I'm going to do what I can within my power to help them. We see an uptake of increase in decedents' estates and competency determinations and guardianship matters simply because people are living longer. And again, I've seen the fear in people's eyes when they come in because their loved one has had a stroke or they're not able to talk due to dementia. And to know that I can help them, help them take care of their loved one, that gives me great satisfaction.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, to our sheriffs. There continues to be heated debate in our world, in our country, around ICE, immigration, and crime in the community. How's crime in Washington County? And where do you all stand on the issue of ICE? And this is going to both Arlo and William.
All right, Washington County, you gotta realize one thing about Washington County. It's small, everybody knows it about it. it's not like a Mecklenburg County. It's not like a Dare County. So you have like working class people here, and you have people that, probably, money is like, I'm trying to think of the right way to say this, but there's some of us are like poverty level. So you have crime that comes along with it. Okay. One thing about it, when you small places are like this, they're different. They're different.
Right.
So like I said, everyone knows everybody. So then you have the court systems. You have all of these things that kind of intertwine. So but it helps when you are familiar with everybody. It helps when you are from here. It helps when you understand people that grew up here. So we're no different than anywhere else. We may not have the same people, but we still have the same crimes. We still have the same words. We still have the same issues. It's just, like I said, it's just complicated a little bit when you do know everyone and everyone knows you. So the connection with people sometimes actually makes it a little bit difficult when you may want to navigate a certain way, but because you're familiar with everyone, it makes it hard. So you have to be dedicated to what you're doing. You have to understand the law, you have to follow the law, and you have to apply it to everyone in life. No matter where they're in, it doesn't matter. You just have to do it.
Thank you. William. Thank you. Sure. There continues to be heated debate around ICE and immigration and crime in the community. How's crime in Washington County? And if you have a position, where do you stand on the issue of ICE?
Well, looking at the census in Washington County, the crime rate is like 51%. It's been out of 5 years, it's been 307 arrests. So it's saying that it's I had to agree with our problem. It's kind of different. We as people of Washington County dealing with the crime rate. The rate is I was just thinking in my head with him when he was posing. That's why I had to ask you that question. I'm doing the same thing he was doing. I guess I'll leave that with that.
Okay, thank you. Well, it's good that you don't have a problem like some of the other areas. So I think you need to thank God for our blessings here. Okay, thank you. Moving on to education. Within the state, this is for all of those who are running for the Board of Education, so you can just go on down the line, okay? Within the state, especially with Leandro still going on in the court about funding to the public schools, we see that funding to schools are an issue. And we see that that's a problem. What do you think are the issues here in Washington County with education? And if funding isn't an issue, what are the issues as you see them?
It's funded in a lot of issues with Washington County. But another issue with Washington County is the parents do not go out and participate in things.
First, I'm going to stop you for a moment. I think the mic that you have to talk on the side and not on the top.
You hear me?
There you go.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Okay. Funding is the thing in Washington County, but the parents need to come out and make sure they see what's going on with their children. That's a lot of problems in Washington County schools. And I feel like I'm a parent. I make sure I go out there and check on my children. Because I do not want my children are age students. But you got teachers out there that do not treat children fair. I want to make sure that my kids are being treated fair. And the other kids too. I'm about students. The welfare of the children comes first with me. The teachers come last because you gotta make sure these kids are being treated fair. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you.
When it comes to funding in the state of North Carolina, it is a struggle. It starts from the top down. Washington County Schools is funded by the state, we're funded federally, and we're funded locally, which is Washington County. So Washington County also funds Washington County Schools. It's a struggle because we are competing with teacher salary, and that's all based on federal and state funding. So if we can't get that funding, if they are holding funding back from the school system, then we're fighting to offer competitive salary to teachers and teacher assistants. And I'm going to include teacher assistants because they're vital to classroom instruction. They're needed in those classrooms. When you're talking about struggle with funding, we see it with even preparing and providing food. We had to go with contract with someone else providing food services to our students because we were losing money. If kids aren't eating food, where do you think it goes? In the trash, that's money lost. So you have to figure out a way to spend money to save money. So it's a struggle getting funding for Washington County. And it's not unusual. We're a very rural county, so we struggle with getting money. So we do other things. We apply for grants, we secure grants to supplement the money that we may lose from state, local, and federal funds. We do what we have to do to make our system work. We're gonna find it, we're gonna write grants. Dump car, warehouse, they provide grants. I work with an agency called Smart Start. We provide subsidy money for pre-K. So we will cover some of the funds for the pre-K classrooms at Washington County Elementary School. So we do what we have to do to find funds, but it is a struggle in the state of North Carolina. Thank you.
I love her response.
I'm concerned with our kids, another grade up. And when we look at Washington County schools and you have your kid that is fifth grade or fourth grade, but even at grade level one, grade level two, that's not satisfactory there. The other concern I'm concerned about is, as you said, funding. We know that funding is the issue. And where you get funding from, you have to talk with your legislator. You have to get to Raleigh and fight. We are in a poor county, tier one. And it's not fair that Stroud and Raleigh, they get the resources and we don't. So we have to come together as a community. And we have to come together and call our senators, our Congress, our legislators, let them know that we are not going to take it. I am a retired educator. I was a principal, assistant principal, special educational teacher. And I'm tired. I'm tired of the way things have been done. I'm tired of hearing on Facebook and other places that we are number 10 in the state as the low performance school. I'm tired of seeing the grade level on the report card D. I think we could be an A. What can we do? We need experience on that board. And I believe I bring that experience. We need family engagement. And one of the projects that I'm doing right now that I just got a grant for $25,000. to bring family engagement, to bring families and teachers, staff together. So we come with a plan because the teachers need to teach. Classroom management is a problem because I walk along. I definitely will visit. But we come together and understand each other. We can make our schools better. God bless.
Yeah.
The issue that I see with our school system is that we do not have qualified teachers. We also, children have to feedback. Children are not on grade level. So what can we do about it? I feel like parents, it's a communication aspect to me. I feel like no one, the teachers, the principal, like even the parents, no one is communicating with each other. So in order to bring everybody together, we must communicate with each other. We must hire the qualified teachers. You just can't bring anyone in and think that child's supposed to be on grade level. That's not going to happen overnight. And we've been dealing with the same issue over the years. This is nothing new. So I feel like we all need to work together. So that's why I'm a parent. And I feel like I'm advocating for not just my child, but your children and also the teachers. You have to work with teachers. You just can't overlook our teachers. They're the ones that teaching our kids. They're the heart of our students. So we also have to reward them also. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Funding is 100% an issue in Washington County and North Carolina. Those Leandra funds have been set aside. They are in the state's bank account, right? But they have not been given to us. And not passing a budget this year did so much damage to so many schools across North Carolina. And so that has hurt us. But not only that, but that federal money and all of the changes that they've made in the federal Department of Education has really hurt what comes next, right? So a reduction in federal funds means even less money for us here. So Ms. Gilliam is 100% right that we have to find other ways, and that is through grants. There are a lot of different things that we can do to write grants. There are STEM grants. There are grants for AP, like college board classes. There are all kinds of grants that can be written. But there has to be somebody who's going to find those, right? There has to be somebody who knows about them. The other thing that's missing in Washington County that we need to provide is different opportunities. I'm so proud of Washington County schools for starting data in our school system. That's a beautiful opportunity for our students to go and compete at the state level, across even the nation, right? Pocosin has it. NERSPA has it. Many of our private schools have it. So I'm really glad that we have it here. Washington County had the very first AP class in African American Studies that started this spring semester. AP classes, college boards provide students the opportunity to get college level classes and college level ready. It's just another opportunity for them, like our regular BCC classes. So the more opportunities we provide for students, whether it's Lego challenges or battles of books, like that went away years ago, right? Our kids don't even participate in our battle of the books in our regional competition. So more opportunities for our students and finding grants to increase our funding.
Now you just made me feel old. If you just had the first AP class here in 2026 in, high school 78. In 1977 in Lynchburg, I was part of the guinea pig for the curriculum for AP classes. So I feel really old if all of this time y'all are just getting your first AP class, and I lost my childhood that summer. We took 10 AP courses that summer for the curriculum. I'm a little mad. I need to go back in time and kick somebody. Wow. Okay, my last question, I'm down to the commissioners, and then meanwhile, with this question, if any of you all have a question, let Wesley know, or have a sheet of paper, but I'm going down to the commissioners. And then after that, you all have to get a chance to do a closing statement. Okay? All right, my commissioners. What, if any, impact has tariff had here in Washington County? I was reading that Mackey's Ferry Sawmill closed in October 2025 because of the impact of tariff. and that he was your largest private employer. According to, I forgot his name, Mr. Jones, I got it somewhere. He said when Trump levied the tariffs on China, he had $350,000 to $400,000 worth of lumber on his way to China, and he had to find another place to sell it. He took a 40% loss because of that, and he closed up in October of 2025. Do you know of other stories like this? Is tariffs a problem here? And if it's not tariff, then what issue do you see has a major impact on your economy here in Washington County?
Well, as we're all aware that we're in a tier 1 county, and we are economically deprived. Anytime you lose any business in Washington County, it's going to be a great impact on our economy. And losing those jobs at that particular mill, I happen to know of individuals who work there. They had to, some of them, they told me they had to go to Elizabeth City to work in the industry there. So when they moved to Elizabeth City, well, Elizabeth City gained and we are losing. And so I say to us today that as we know, we're in a small county. And we need economic development in Washington County if we are going to grow. First of all, before individuals come here, they're going to look at hospital, health care. Those things are very important. We have to look at our elderly people. And I'm one of those individuals, man. What I'm saying is it's not a selfish thing. It's always been that way in the last 10, 15 years. We do not have a hospital here where individuals can go in and stay, say, 2 or 3 nights. But anytime you lose a business in Washington County, it's definitely going to hurt.
Thank you.
In regard to the tariffs, that is the only business that I have heard. There may be others, but I did hear about that. And that is very unfortunate for our county. One of the obstacles I see, if you read the things, and every week Washington County runs an ad that they have like 7 or 8 positions that are not filled. And as the examples that you've seen down this line, we have very competent people in Washington County performing jobs that it's those type of jobs, you don't realize what a good job they're doing until they leave and somebody comes in and starts doing it wrong. So we need to retain employees. We need to obtain them first and then do everything we can within the constraints of the Washington County money. You see these teachers talking about they're going and getting grants and they're doing their job. We need to do our job to retain the wonderful employees that we have. Like it or not, government is a big employer in Washington County. We have a very huge Department of Social Services. We have a school system, and we need to take care of those people that to the point that it'll make other people want to come and be in our county and work in this county because they're saying, well, gosh, those guys are really good at their employees over there. So I think that is something that we should concentrate on to keep the good employees that we do have working very diligently for Washington County.
Thank you. Thank you all. Now I've got questions that have been given to me from the audience. And they continue coming. So, the first question I have is for Julie. You mentioned grants and having someone to find them. So is that a position that someone needs to be hired for?
I would love to say that's a position someone needs to be hired for. Currently, Washington County doesn't have a grant writer. At one point in time, they did have a grant writer. That isn't something they currently have funded. However, we have a beautiful partnership with community schools. There's an amazing CAO, Dr. Halstead, who is the federal programs director as well. There are grants that come out through federal programs that can be written. There are also many different listservs that come out. So like our student services director, Will White could write a grant, right? So yes, it's something else that our school system would have to do. There are multiple opportunities, and I have lots of experience writing grants, and I would be more than willing to.
Thank you. And on the subject of grant, Greg, you mentioned $25,000 grant. What is it for?
It's for family engagement.
Go out, shoot your answer out that way. Shoot your answer out to the audience.
Okay. Basically, the grant is for helping family engagement and also taking kids on cultural field trips.
Thank you. Arlo and William. The question, it's one word, ICE. The audience doesn't feel either one of you addressed that question about ICE. What's your position? I believe whoever sent that question, is that what you want to know? What is their position on ICE?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Either one go first.
All right, my position on ICE is, as a sheriff, you still have a county to run, and you still have to follow what the law says. Local law will not exceed federal law. So, as a sheriff, you still connected to your county. You're still connected to the people in your county. So, with that being said, you're going to be concerned and about what ICE was probably coming to do. I mean, I look at the television just like y'all, and I'm sure y'all see things that upset y'all just like I see. I cannot agree with what I see. I understand the concept. I get it. But the way that it's being pursued, I can't agree with that. So I guess my answer would be, I still would have to follow the law, and I probably still would have to be in some of city. But as a community leader, as a sheriff, I still would probably try to direct my people to make sure that, for one, they're legal behavior, they do whatever it takes to keep their family safe and don't put themselves in more harm's way than they have to. So I think we all could probably agree that when we look at that television and we see just unprovoked things, if you don't see local law enforcement acting like that, so I can't sit here and say that for whoever gives those directions and whoever takes those orders and reassigns those orders, it's not right. And I would stand up from this crowd, and say it's not right, and I would agree with it. So I would try to just probably tell my people in the family that if it were to happen, you just got to be smart. You got to be smart about it. I keep things from both sides of it. And I just would say increase your odds to keep yourself in your family safe.
William, thank you.
Again, I stick I you don't I just don't have no person. I'm chosen against this, but then we'll have to follow the law, the guidelines with eyes. My heart goes out to the people that's affected by it. I'm worldwide. We see actually almost like a live being loved ones that been affected by ICE. If there's nothing that we can hide from, we just have if whatever come this way, we just have to follow the law and the guidelines of for I run.
I've got a question for all the Board of Education candidates, and then I've got a question to go back to the sheriff. To all the Board of Education candidates, now I have to ask, this is the person who sent me the question. All I have is football field. What about the football field? What am I asking? All right, whoever wants the question asked about football field, what am I asking about football field? Help me. Okay, what's going on with the football field? To the Board of Education candidate.
All right, so initially when we were given the funds to build the first ever K-12 in the state of North Carolina, we were given the money partially through the North Carolina Education Lottery. They provided millions and millions and millions of dollars. Washington County also provided millions of dollars. But as construction happens, tariffs causes, not at that time, however, but the point is, products increase. So it increased the cost of building the school. So by the time the school was completed, the funds to do your softball field, your football field, the sports complex, there was not enough funds to complete that. But it's in the works. We're still working with the state. We're working with North Carolina Educational Lottery because they're like, look, y'all tapped out, gotta wait. So we're hoping to get that money. So it's in the works. It's nothing that we put to the side and say we're not doing. It's gonna happen.
Any other Board of Education candidates want to?
So the needs-based grant that Ms. Gilliam talked about, when we got that grant here in Washington County, we were only allowed a max of $40,000 at that time. That's what we got awarded. Then the state legislator wrote in another $10 million, excuse me. Then the state legislators wrote in another $10 million. So we had $50 million to be able to build. That was right after COVID when inflation was going through the roof for any kind of construction because it was so difficult to get supply. So grants that are going out now for that needs-based grant are getting up to $42 million for an elementary school and $62 million for a high school, right? So we got less than what schools are getting now, which is one of the reasons why we weren't able to complete that work. Washington County can continue to apply for that. We are a tier 1 county, so that means our county has a 0% match, so we don't have to actually pay anything to get those funds. Our county did apply to get that loan to be able to continue the rest of what we have. So Washington County can continue to apply, but we have to talk to our legislators at the state to see if they can give us the money like they did that original when we were cut short by that $10 million that we needed. And we need to continue to apply for it year after year until we get that funding. The last time I know anything about it, it was like $16 million to do the athletic complex. That's not something that we have here, but it is something that our kids deserve.
And like Steve said,
Sure.
I couldn't just sit down on that. Not just the Board of Education have to fight. We as a community have to fight. Because when you go to other counties and you see the great things that are happening over there, the same thing that's happening over there can happen over here. But we got to put our unity together. We got to come together. She said it. I'm on for it. We can't just go to a board meeting and just have a business meeting and then we'll say we'll see you next week or see you next month. We got to get together as board members and go to Raleigh and let them know that we're not taking it. Now, I'm serious. It hurts when our kids go to Greenville and go to Boca and other places and see those nice football fields and facilities. But then they come back here and they ask the question why we don't have it. So I feel that every board member have to go, and not just the board members from the commissioners, the local town council, all of us have to come together. And when they see us stand together as a unit, ain't nothing we can't do.
Which kind of led into the last question, for you also, I may not even need to ask, because you kind of gave a good summation. Because there was a question with, what is the plan from the Board of Education and the commissioners? You just combined everybody just then to get students back to Washington County. That we lose a substantial amount of money to other counties from our students leaving and going elsewhere. And I think if I could just take a point of privilege, I think you kind of led into that conversation that it's not really a plan that we could discuss here. But if everybody comes together and talks about it in your different roles, then everybody needs to work together to bring the students back here with opportunity. They're not going to come back if you don't have opportunity. So I know I'm not on the forum, but I just thought I'd get rid of one question for you. Because there is go ahead. Yes.
What I see is that we have kids that leave our school.
Right.
And when they don't perform at their schools, they already got the money and they send them back to us. So we are left without food because their school culture got the money. So what can we do? We can't get that money back and get it to you.
So money is a problem all the way around. It's going out, not coming in. Thanks. Okay, so the last question I have here, and then we're going to have closing statements, unless it's another. Oh, I feel like I'm back in the courtroom. I'm sorry. Sheriffs, I got to come back to you too. The question, okay, what is the goal? Okay, got that. What is the goal of the sheriff within the first 6 months? So when you're elected in November, what's your goal for the first 6 months? I think, William, you started, no, although you started first. So William, you start on this one.
In the first 6 months, we want to pay raise to the detention officer. The detention officer, they are the actually the backbone of the sheriff department. When they're arrested, they're dropped off at the sheriff, at the jail, and it's almost to an adult daycare. The detention officer needs a pay raise, the deputy needs a pay raise, 911. And the sheriff department, we need to have more of an outreach with the youth, with the community. I think that'll build character with the sheriff department. It's so many youth that's lost. I'm hands on with it. And at the jail, finding them out, picking them up in the cab. I hear the stories, the pain from the single parents, and it's hard. Single parents working with children in school. We don't have no place for them to go afterward. And so on media that they share, those are the things that I pull together to make the community great again.
Thank you.
All right. What am I going with the first 6 months? Trust. Everybody is always suspect along for it. And when you look at people, we understand why. So you have to be able to connect with the community. You have to be able to build that trust with people. You have to make sure that people that work for you as the sheriff understand community is priority number one. You will not accept anything less. Every sheriff that is going to be. The sheriff sets the pace on what everybody is doing. Yes, law enforcement is smaller counties are underpaid. You do have a large turnaround, you do have a lot of turnover. I would love to address those problems, but we still have to keep in mind we live in a tier 1 county. It's not making it not fair. So what you have to do is you have to find your employees that have loyalty and they understand what we're up against. Those are your people that are going to shine. Those are your people that are going to go to the top, bring the best services, make law enforcement as most efficient as it can be. We establish trust with community. Also, we have to establish trust with our employees. They have to trust me with if I say we're going to do this, we're not going to do this, this is how we're going to do it. If I inflict some discipline, everybody got to trust me enough to understand why I'm doing that. When I make things efficient and we carry it out to the community, now their engagement is going to follow what they see me doing. If I'm engaging with people, if I'm engaging with you, if I'm out there working the games, if I'm not there talking to everybody, making everybody understand, that's what the sheriff's office is going to do, and that's my goal. And I won't accept anything that's
Thank you. The last, I won't read another question because it's time now for your closing statement. But I would like you to know, the person who did send this question up, that he or she is concerned on spiritual aspects, that we live in a natural, but our battle is more so spiritual, and would love to know, the candidates to see God as Lord. So the person who asked that question, what I would advise you to do is you have an opportunity to come up and meet them. So once they give their closing statement, that is something that you have an opportunity to come and ask personally. And you can do that on your own, if that's okay. And you can have your own conversation with the ones who are up here. But if it's everybody's okay with me taking a personal privilege to go to the closing statement, because it's been a long day and you all have evening and you all have really shared a lot. So in your closing statement, and say, please don't go back down the road of your education. Don't do that. That's going to take up your time, and Mary's going to stand up and say time. But here is your opportunity. Just really want to thank each and every one of you. Whether or not you have an opponent, it takes a whole lot to put yourself out there and get your name on the ballot. I went through 7 campaigns, and I'm so glad that I don't have to go through that again. So each and every one of you are to be commended for putting yourself out there. So now you got 2 minutes. Tell us what you want us to know, starting with Regina.
First of all, very quickly, I want to thank the Washington County Democratic Party for hosting this. I'll start there. Second, I want whoever asked that question to know that Jesus is my Lord and Savior, and I'm proud to say it. Anybody that knows me know that I serve him, and he guides my steps. I know that I am the best person to fill this Superior Court judge position, and I will tell you now very quickly. I told you that I had 25 years of experience on the bench. Experience matters. Judicial experience matters. You want someone that's going to come in, set the tone, know how to treat people, uphold the law, like I said, and follow the law. Everyone that comes in, treat them with dignity and respect. I also understand the process, the criminal process, the civil process for district court and superior court. My 25 years on the bench, again, shows I understand all about the criminal and civil process. Then Cole said, criminal cases, civil cases, jury cases, child support cases. All of those go through the district court process. Superior court, again, I had superior court criminal practice before I ever went on the bench. So I understand, again, the process, the jury trial, everything that's needed. So in me, you have the judicial experience as well as the knowledge base of everything that happens in district and superior court. But I want to tell you that I cannot do this without you. I cannot win this race without you. I need your support. I need your vote. I need you to go tell 10 people to vote for Judge Parker, because experience matters, but most importantly, you matter. And if you vote for me, I will continue to make sure that the people matter when they come in my courtroom. Thank you.
I want to also thank you.
Tell you stand up. On this, y'all stand up when you get a chance to speak, okay? All right, there you go.
I want to also thank everyone for coming out tonight. What that tells me is that you want to be engaged and you care about your community. And I mean, look at the crowd. I mean, it's just awesome. I'm running for district court judge again for Beaufort, Martin, Carroll, Washington, and Hyde County. I want to take the experience that I have through being a business owner for the last 13 years, through representing people every day of all types of cases, from criminal all the way to civil, through my work in my nonprofit foundation where we give scholarships to high school seniors, through my work teaching at ECU, and all of the work that I've done, I think makes me uniquely prepared for this race. And I want to take those experiences and take them to the bench to serve you. I will tell you that I'm the only candidate in this race that has experience practicing every day in district court representing people. And I want to take that to the bench, be prepared. I'll be fair. And I just want to serve you. This is my home. This is where I live, where I go home every day to Crestwell. I get on the 4 lane and go back to Plymouth every day, twice a day. I'm not going anywhere. And I want to take my talent and my experiences and be your judge. And I would ask for your support. I would ask for your prayers. And I would ask for your vote. Thank you.
I won't ask if everybody can hear me okay. I'll ask if you can see me okay. Can you see how tall I am? Before you start this time, somebody come in the office one time and said, "Can I talk to the clerk?" And I said, "I'm him." He goes, "Oh, we think I'm going to be taller." All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, it's my honor to serve you as your clerk of Superior Court. Know that my door is open for each and every one of you. Come anytime. The clerk of Superior Court is the only elected judicial official in the state that you can actually walk in and say you want to talk to them, and you'll talk to them. You know, I have fought for you guys. I am fighting for you guys, and I will continue to fight for you guys. And know I am your clerk of Superior Court. I'm here for you. My door is always open. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Keep passing that down. That's the best mic to use, y'all. I wish I thought about this earlier, right?
All right. Accountability, fairness, and transparency. It takes all of that to run a sheriff's office. You have to hold people accountable. You have to hold your staff accountable. You have to be fair while you're doing it. Fair is not always pretty. Some people have to be held accountable. Some people got to lose their freedom. But if we mess up, if we do something wrong, then we have to own it. So if I'm willing to do it, I'm gonna hold my staff to the same standard. People are people. So that means every day is different. You have to have experience. You have to have an understanding of how people think. You have to have an understanding of what you're up against to be able to lead those other people that go out and perform these job functions. Split-second, life-changing decisions. That is what law enforcement does every day, all day long. For them to trust me to supervise how they do that, then they have to know that I know what they're doing. I know how to do what they do. And hopefully they understand I do it a little better than them. But as a leader, my job is to get them to my standard so that we can operate and keep everybody safe, make Washington County a great place to live, do great things here. We can be just as good as other sheriff's officers that are in the neighboring counties. But it takes leadership. It takes a person that has done this. I've been here 22 years. Never put an application in anywhere else because this is where I want to be. This is home. This is where I live. This is where my family live. I want everybody to be safe. I love everybody. I'm a humble person. I'm not changing. The title is just the title, but it's to help people. It is to serve people, and that's what I want.
Thank you.
I was reading a book by Alvin Top, and he said that the literacy of the 21st century. It's not the people that is literate. It's the people who fail to unlearn, to relearn. And when me becoming church, you guys are willing to unlearn and relearn, you can make a difference. And I'm not going to come in here, it's no secret that I come to you with no law enforcement experience. I'm not a police officer, I'm not a deputy, I'm a bail agent. And I work along with U.S. Marshals, the Sheriff Department, the Police Department. I have handcuffs, I have badges, guns, taser, and the difference between police and deputy, they just work right along inside of Washington County. And what's make my job more enticing and better is that I can go to Pitt County. I done been New York, New Jersey, to the worst cities in the world, East Orange, New Jersey, Cleveland, Ohio, Mexico, Kentucky. Those are places I've been and apprehended people and brought them back to Washington County to justice. So if you guys would give me a chance, I'm proof of myself. Washington County, it's so much potential here in Washington.
Ask the mic on. Thank you. That's a better mic, Lord. You got it. Okay.
My turn.
It's your turn.
First of all,
She still doesn't want to put that mic in her mouth. Flo, bring that mic close to you.
Oh. Can you hear me now? Okay. First of all, I didn't tell y'all that I worked in the hospital for 17 years. I drove the ambulance. I took care of older people. Then I went home, laid down. I went to the school board every night. Fred was on the board, and I worked the devil. I had to go out there and prepare the people for me. I didn't know why I was doing it, but I let them know that I was concerned about the kids. So then the Lord told me to go and run the school board. So that's why I ran for the school board, for the children. It's about the kids with me. I have 3 kids out there. One in the kindergarten, one in 5th grade, and one in 8th, going to the 8th grade. And when I got to them, I said, now I got to take care of the other kids. It's not about my kids only, it's about the other kids. So when you deal with your own kids, you got to deal with other people's children because the parents do not come out of it. And you got to work with those other kids. So that is why I ran for school. I'm asking everyone, give me another chance to finish out my job with those children.
Thank you.
Earlier, I forgot to mention that I also am I'm on the board of directors for the School of Nursing. So I understand the functions of being a board member. I have been working in the public since I was 21. I've been working with families. I've been working with the community. I work full time with the agency Smart Start. We are a community agency. So I get the opportunity to work one-on-one with the same families that are in our school system. I get to work with those parents. So I have the privilege to engage with those families to find out their needs, their wants, what's happening in the schools that we may not be privy to. We're also going to always fight for competitive salaries for teachers and teachers assistants. We're going to always push to engage our community and our parents. That collaboration, people don't realize, is the biggest piece of creating productive students. Productive students become successful adults. So we got to do it together. It's not just the Board of Education. It takes the community. It takes parents. And if we want to see successful students that become successful adults, do this together. So we are your Board of Education, but we don't do this alone. We do it with you guys. We will continue to make sure exceptional children receive the services that they need, that we can implement those IEPs, which are very important for them to have a productive and successful life after school. She flashed me. I still got time? Okay. Okay. My time's up. She said I got time. Okay. So yeah, you can't for me, but yeah, I need your vote. So vote for me. Sherry Blunt Gilliam, when you go in there, let me continue this journey of being a board member for Washington County Schools. I'm loyal. I'm dedicated to being.
She's gonna have nightmares about that, right, tonight.
I just want to make myself clear that no child left behind is not just a slogan. It must mean that our kids can read, write, and do math. It must mean that our school needs to be a letter grade A and not a letter grade D. I believe that parents matter. I believe that families matter, and I believe that our community matter as a whole. I'm running because our kids matter to me. I love my kids. I miss my kids. I'm running because our teachers deserve real support. I'm running because I love education, because it's inside of me. And like Judge Parker said earlier, I am a child of God. And I love it. And my passion is to serve, because I'm a servant of God. So I'm asking you for your vote for experienced person that can reach out and let these legislators, let these senators know that we need our resources. We need money here in Washington County so that we can move just like any other community. God bless you.
Thank you.
I would advocate for our students, parents, and teachers to make sure that our children have a sound basic education. Also, I feel like we as board members, we should show up to our schools and not just implement policies just to be on paper, basically, and not actually practice those policies. So we just need to go out to the school and show our educators that we do support you, show the students that we do care, versus just making a policy and just signing it and like, okay, here it is, and not actually practice it. So that's why I plan to be an advocate for the whole community as a whole.
Thank you.
The heart of a community is to continue to highlight the successes that we have here in Washington County, because we have many of them. We need to continue to build opportunities for our students to get outside of Washington County and see what we can do, what they can do, how they can compete with others across the state. We do have to do something about our housing here in Washington County. That's not just a school board thing. That's an everybody thing. That's how we get better teachers. When we raise a supplement, that's how we get better teachers. That's how we keep teachers here, right? So we need to increase our opportunities. We need to give people more experiences. And realistically, it's a team. As a board member, I'm just one person. I don't get to have say, my individual say. We have to make decisions that are best for our students, not always what are best for us, for what's most personal to us. Our kids have to come first, and we have to make decisions that are going to be in their best interest.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm very impressed tonight with the audience here. It shows that you definitely have an interest in your county. As a county commissioner, I want to say to you that I work for you. Even though I represent District 2, I am a Washington County Commissioner. As you all know, that the county commissioner is a funding source for all of our agencies. And as a county commissioner, we have to think positive. We have to lead by example. If we want growth, that we can see our community prosper. As a county commissioner, if you're a good county commissioner, you vote for all the agencies to give them funding. And we have to make sure that all of our arrows are going in the same direction. As long as our arrows are going in the same direction, we can definitely make improvement in Washington County. And I say to all the candidates here tonight, I wish you the best, but whenever we're in our office, let's make sure that we don't forget that we are working for the citizens of Washington County and our people. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Wesley, if you do this again, I want to be on that side of Mr. Long. He's a very difficult to follow. He's such a wise man. When I served with him on the social services board, it's been many, many years ago, but there were still these little nuggets and jewels of sayings that he could say that I still repeat to this day. So I've heard the word trust a lot. I trust that all of you have the best intentions for this county because you're here. You're just as important as all the people who are up here asking for stuff. Because we can't do anything until you vote for us. And in that respect, I ask you to trust who you vote for. I wish you want to trust your family, you trust your spouse. Most of all, we trust God to lead us in the right direction. So if you have faith, trust in God to tell you who to trust for to run your county. Because all these people are taking that step out there, and I think they have the best interest of Washington County. And I will say, it is very refreshing to see so many people here that care about this county and make sure that person you're voting for is somebody that you trust to run your county. Thank you. Thank you, candidates. And before I turn the mic over to my fellow county chair, our Northeast Regional Organizing Director, Talina Massey, did make it here over the highways. Talina, stand on up. Talina works for the North Carolina Democratic State Party, and she is our Regional Organizing Director, so she has to work with all of us hard-headed county chairs and in the Northeast. So I have to give her props because she got a hard job. Right, Wesley? Yeah. So thank you all, Washington County, for allowing me to be a moderator. I will now turn the mic over to your county chair.
Thank you so much, Dr. Conover. Folks, Mr. Walker said something about the size of the group. Now, we've done this not as the Democratic Party, but we've done it as another organization in the town of Plymouth. And based on the crowd we had, and they told me that was one of the biggest and best forums that they had had. So the chairs were set up based on the crowd that we got from there. And you all far exceed the number of chairs. There is an excitement going on in our nation that has never been before. Democrats are ready.
Yes.
And what we're finding out is when we fight back, Republicans run.
That's right.
They run. What do they call it? Taco?
Yep.
How many times has he said he's going to do something and tries to do it, and when somebody pushes back? So we're not going to stand back anymore. And I'm just so proud of the group that's gathered here tonight. Take this same excitement out in the streets. Now, I do have one concern. Dr. Conover may call me tomorrow and say, Wesley, you need to learn how to stay in line. Look at the crowd. Look at the crowd. You won't see what I see. Healthcare
is for everybody. Education is for everybody. Social Security is for everybody. And if we don't get out and vote, when Trump's policies take effect, they do not have a color. That's right. And when you look at this room, you would think, it's going to only affect people brown and black. It affects everybody. There are more, when you break it down in percentages, there are more white people receiving Medicare than black people.
Amazing grace.
When you break it down into numbers. But we have been led to believe that more black people receive from the that's not true. So I just needed to say that. And as county chair, my term is going to be up pretty soon. But one of the goals when I took it was to bring candidates to Washington County. We have had Senate candidates come. Our Attorney General, Jeff Jackson, has been here. I've not had them in Washington County, but we've gotten them in Martin County, Moore Green, Lieutenant Governor Hunt. We brought all those people to Eastern North. That's right. But what we need is this excitement of you all coming out to hear them and to ask them questions. Mo Green last month told us how much money they were withholding from Washington County schools. It is the millions of dollars that, as someone said, is already set aside. But the Republican legislatures will not let it go. And we continue to vote and put them in office. There, let me drop this. We got something, all of us got something about the Save That. You all heard about the Save That? Well, the Save That is saying that it's trying to suppress your vote. So for women, they're saying that there's fraud in our elections. So for women that have married, if you go in, if that Save That passes in the Senate, the House has passed it, but if it passes in the Senate, it means when you go to vote, you must provide your full correct name. Now, so women that's married, you've added another name. So your birth certificate is no good. Your driver's license will not be good. You will have to go get a passport. I'm not going to ask who has a passport. But a lot of people don't have passports. It is a way, they look at ways that they can keep us from voting. And that's what they're doing. If that Save That passes, there will be 1,700 women in Washington County that if that passes, you will have trouble voting. Yeah. You're good. And then I want to thank all of the candidates that have come out here tonight. I want to thank all of you. But I truly want to extend a huge thank you to Keith Bell and Mr. Wall. And the reason that I'm saying that is they don't have opposition now, and they don't have opposition in November. They could have said, I ain't got to come. I'm going back in. But you two did. And that is greatly appreciated when you can come out and meet the people and talk to them about it. I just want you all to know how much that is. And we've got some special presentations to make. Sergeant Major Arnold. I said, hold. On behalf of the Washington County Democratic Party, we thank you for helping make this event a success. Thank you. Permanently stamped city. And I want to thank Mr. Dancy because I did go on Facebook and I could see that some of you all did share it. And I could see that you were sharing it. So we don't know the number of people that have seen this event tonight. So on behalf of the Washington County Democratic Party, we thank you for providing that. Thank you. And he said it will be on YouTube after tonight. I'm going to download it to YouTube. And then the honor
It'll be on his page.
was Dr. Cassandra. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's my pleasure. Thank you, John, for bringing me here.
And candidates, you all need to know that lady sitting in that. She can provide you with resources. Yes. Even in the primary. If you ask, you can get. But I will especially be on her if you contact her for the general. Because we want to make sure that we win those seats and we want to flip some seats as well.
That's right.
So we're going to have refreshments. So once the candidates get up, we're going to put our refreshments on one of the tables up here. And we want you all to get something to eat. And we want you to meet and greet the candidates. But again, thank you all so much for your attendance tonight. Candidates, we're going to ask that all of you will come up to the front so we can take a group picture.